So today I'm reviewing Shimmerspell by Kimberly Spencer, which is a fairy tale novella. And in summary, a young girl called Jensen moves to a new school, settles down, develops a few friends, and then a few things in her world start to change. She meets this mysterious guy. She starts to do strange things which she can't explain. Her sister starts freaking out and acting weirdly and then disappears, leaving her on her own. Things kind of escalate extremely quickly in her world, and she finds herself a little bit confused as to what's going on. And eventually, she learns that she's not entirely human and that actually she's a fairy, but it's not as clean cut as that. She actually finds out about her lineage, and finds out that maybe she's not as good and innocent as she feels, and then the people around her start to distrust her, especially sort of new relationships that she's formed with people who she might develop quite a strong emotional connection with. She finds herself trying to prove herself to the people around her, which is never an easy thing to do. She also gets blasts from the past, like from members of her family who she thought were long gone. So it's really quite interesting, and for a novella, it reads like a novel. So when I was reading it, at no point did I think, okay, well, I know what's going to happen at this point, and this is going to be over soon. It never felt that way. When it ended, I was actually sad for it to end. I really wanted it to continue. So I'm really looking forward to number 2, Limerick, because there's lots of stuff that needs explaining that was left off at the end of this book. Really liked Jensen as a protagonist. I thought that she was quite tough. Sometimes her reactions didn't always make sense. Some of the things she did, or the way she reacted to certain news, didn't always come across as true to me. Some of the way the people around her reacted as well didn't entirely make sense either. But then again, with novellas, there's a very short amount of time to sort of build up your character and make them sense. And I actually like the fact sometimes that you kind of get thrown into somebody's world and you just basically have to deal with what you're given, the information that you're given. There's a lot of lipstick applying. I remember thinking that at one point everyone kept touching up their lipstick, which was very interesting. Okay, so definitely a good book. I give it 3.5 stars. I don't give it 4 because, like I said, I didn't entirely understand some of the reactions of some of the characters, and I personally feel this could have been a novel. This could have been a novel. So I don't know. So 3.5 stars. Definitely will be reading the sequel, Limerick, and I recommend this book.